I just got the craziest voicemail. Check this out.
Hi, yeah, this is Vintage Rendezvous. This message is for Nazara. Just calling you back about paying for your booth for the Rendezvous show on October 10th and 11th. Give me a call.
I can't believe we're here, but it's safe to say that we will be vendors at LA Vintage Rendezvous. This is a huge accomplishment for a vintage brand. I'm so excited and grateful to be a part of this LA Vintage Rendezvous community. And it's quite the journey to go from being a visitor every year to now a vendor. LA Vintage Rendezvous, from visitor to vendor, that's the title. And with that good news, we weren't about to miss this opportunity for anything. LA Vintage Rendezvous has always been one of our favorite events to attend, but this year, we're here as vendors. So we just pulled up to the show and we're obviously unloading. All the exhibitors are waiting to get checked in right now. Early bird starts at 11, so we have 1 hour to get prepped. Everyone's inventory seems to be covered by blankets and tarps, and I think we're just going in guns blazing. Loading in and out tends to be one of the more difficult parts about pop-ups, so we took what we could carry in one trip and headed inside. And as vendors checked in, there was already a line of early bird buyers outside waiting for doors to open. There was so much excitement in the air with buyers and sellers. We picked up our lanyards and found our designated space, and with less than an hour before doors opening, the clock was officially ticking. As for our setup at this event, we brought 3 racks of inventory with us, and we were provided a rather large table to curate all of the smalls and additional items. We also brought a mirror and some larger props that just generally bring some soft edit culture to the booth. It was a mad rush to get this all set up that quickly, but we pulled it off and it looked great. Oh my God, what's happening? Here we are on the West Coast Best Vintage Show, LA Vintage Rendezvous. As you can see, everything is popping on for day one. We have the early bird buyers all in the building here. They paid $100 to shop early. I really enjoyed the location that we were in. We ended up in the center stage area and we were literally surrounded by show lights and those thick fabric draping curtains that you see when you go to a play or a big performance. I always like seeing how things run behind the scenes. It's like a fascination of mine. So being able to see the operations of this theater auditorium was really cool for me. With our curation and all of our neighbors, it felt like such a core hub of the event, and it could not have gone any better. In addition to our regular vintage clothing selection, I brought along an assortment of vintage packaging, jewelry, and some curated smalls. These were all merchandise on the tabletop, and I was really stoked with how it came out. Those smaller pieces ended up being a huge hit, and people loved browsing them.
The world's best wife.
And when I wasn't helping new customers that were coming to check out our booth, I was filming content and putting together a couple shorts that I had in mind for the event. My favorite of which being this exploration of these vintage packaging that I featured. And I'm not gonna lie, because I actually brought these from my personal collection, and they were just beautiful things that I was willing to share. And to my surprise, I actually sold some of these pieces. So it's definitely something that I could see myself bringing back to future events, and it was an X factor that kind of set me apart from the other mainly clothing sellers. I mean, look at this stuff. Modern packaging could never. I don't talk about it too much here, but my job, my background is actually in art direction and design. So to see these things that are decades old that still kind of echo through my everyday life today is extremely inspiring to keep around me. And before I knew it, that was it. The first day was over and it went by so fast. I'm extremely pleased with the turnaround, and it gave me the confidence I needed to walk into day 2. We're loading in for day 2, and if you look around me, everyone's stuff seems to be sleeping. We're about to set up for day 2 when the public arrives. So let's wake up the babies, shall we? Because we didn't have to do any loading in, of course, this setup was so much easier, so it was pretty dialed in. But I was really excited for day 2. I knew that I had some friends that were planning to come by, so there were some cameos to be made. One thing I did not expect, okay, so I brought my guitar, which is a true vintage guitar, and I just brought it for decor. You would not believe how many people tried to buy this guitar for me. And I had to say, hey, unfortunately, it's not for sale.
This is a California National Parks tour guide jacket, and you earn this jacket by doing your hours with the national parks. And this is 100 hours, and I'm really drawn to it because of the color palette and obviously the history.
This show marked a real milestone for myself and Soft Edit. It's one thing to attend these events, but it's entirely another to stand behind your own booth. I'm a firm believer in challenging myself and taking as many shots on goal as I possibly can, so it really does show that persistence and repetition really does pay off in the end. And the best part about day 2? Well, we were already invited back for their next show, so maybe see you in February? And then we loaded up and went home and slept for a million years.